I'm going to now turn attention to Bangladesh, where the interim Chief Advisor Muhammad Yunus is attempting to rewrite geography. At least that's what his attempt is, and that's what his poor messaging is. And I'll tell you why I say that and connect the dots, viewers. In March, Chief Advisor Yunus said India's 7 northeastern states are landlocked and have no way to reach the ocean except through Bangladesh. Then on 29th of April, Fazul Rahman, former chief of Border Bangladesh, in fact the border force, like the BSF in India, suggested that Bangladesh needs to start discussing a joint military statement and system with China, and says that if at all India attacked Pakistan, then it needs to capture northeastern states. And now you have Yunus talking about a trade pact with Nepal, Bhutan, and 7 northeastern states of India during a meeting with Nepal's Deputy Speaker Indira Rana. Not 7 northeastern states of India, just 7 sisters. That is what he mentioned. As if they are on their own, as if they're not part of India. Well, what Yunus is trying to do is he is trying to create some sort of a wedge, some sort of an optics. But what he's failing to understand is that he is undermining Bangladesh's ties with New Delhi even further. The messaging that he is trying to send is just that he's meddling with India's sovereignty. And one misstatement at a time is what it's going. India's northeast is not up for negotiation, Mr. Yunus. What is, map checking might very well be in order for you. And as we debate this, I'm going to put out the big questions as always on your screens. First up, Yunus eyes provocation over reform. It's much tougher to reform. It's much tougher to put forth a democratic plan in place. It's far easier to provoke. And that's exactly what he seems to be doing. But I'm going to also ask then, what's really behind these repeated threats and statements about India's northeastern states? They are India's northeastern states. Muhammad Yunus can keep daydreaming or whatever he's doing. The third key question, will India raise these concerns? Because as I said, there's now a pattern. There's not a single instance. There are 3 of those that I highlighted for you in the last 3 months. And then finally, Yunus is distracting from, once again, the poll format, the poll reform that everybody wants, from the opposition to those parties who helped prop up Muhammad Yunus in power. They want polls. And is this yet another distraction towards that? Let me quickly now get in Ali Ahmad Mabrur, who's a senior journalist, joining me from, he's with the Bangladesh News editor, Asian Views, and Dr. Suresh Goel, who's a former ambassador. Let me start with the voice coming in from Dhaka, just to sort of ensure that I give enough time. Mr. Mabrur, I pointed out there is not a single instance, but there are 3 such instances in the last 3 months. Clearly, there's a pattern to this, that Bangladesh is trying to put forth this narrative about India's northeastern states. Why?
Thank you so much for inviting me in the program. First of all, we have different observations. And as you were drawing the conclusion and as you're making the final remarks, we do have certain different views. You know what happened yesterday? The visiting Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives of Nepalese Parliament, Ms. Indira Rana, who is visiting now Dhaka to attend an event organized by Nepalese Embassy in Dhaka. He has met our Chief Advisor of the interim government, Professor Yunus, and they discussed many issues related to their bilateral interest. They also shared many ideas. They have chalked out many proposals. And at one point of the meeting, they have talked about for integrated economic plan for Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, and also for 7 northeastern states of India. And they also talked about improving the status of, hydropower, the health issues, and road connectivity. As you know that this country, like Bangladesh, we are limited land with huge number of population. We do have certain issues and problems, so as Nepal and Bhutan. And so we believe from our government perspective, it is our option to make a good collaboration with the neighboring countries, in particularly with based on cross-border collaboration and others. And you know that in last October, India, Bangladesh, and Nepal both have signed an agreement to import 40 megawatt of hydropower from Nepal. And now they are looking for to make it something in the bigger scale. That's the issue.
No, you've pointed out what this project is all about, but I had a very simple question. I'm going to put that out to Dr. Goel as well, which is that, is there an effort, Dr. Goel, to try and put out the northeastern states of India in a separate light? That's what Bangladesh has been trying to do. I pointed out 3 such instances, 2 by Muhammad Yunus and 1 by the head of the border guard Bangladesh force, saying how the northeast of India, of course, could be the gateway for China and Bangladesh to come together against India. In so many words, I'm paraphrasing. But the point is, why is it an effort being made to repeatedly target India's northeastern states? Dr. Goel.
Okay, the question is addressed to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to be charitable simply because Bangladesh, if we recall, became an independent country with active support from India in 1975. And 1971, I'm sorry. And we all remember it really. We have had excellent relations with Bangladesh all throughout. It's not only basically because of the history, but because even today, culturally, Bangladesh is not Islamic. Bangladesh is Bengal. Bangladesh is Bengali, Durga Puja, etc., the kind of weaving traditions and everything. And therefore, I have a bit of a weak corner for Bangladesh simply because culturally, and I've been there several times at ICCR, and culturally, I do feel empathy for Bangladesh. Therefore, number one, I would like to ascribe what Yunus said in terms of cooperation between Nepal, Bhutan, and the Seven Sisters to ignorance, really. Because obviously, if he knew India better, he would know that the subjects like trade, international cooperation, international economic issues are conducted through center. And the center, this is part of the central relations and not directly with the states. Therefore, I will leave it to really there. I do not want to really think of anything more nefarious than this for the time being, as far as this statement is concerned. But other 2 statements which have come before clearly point out to a very nefarious kind of a design from Bangladesh, where they want to get together with India's enemies. And when I say India's enemy, I'm referring to China. China has emerged as a clear enemy for India.
Yes.
Get together with China to break up India's territory.
Yes.
I mean, is that what Bangladesh thinks about? Then Bangladesh is seriously mistaken. I mean, they know what can happen to them if they even try to do it.
Absolutely.
And I will leave it there. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I will leave it here. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me on that very important story that I'm going to keep coming back to in the next couple of days.